One upgrade that I feel like is a necessity on any of the vehicles that I own is window tint. The reason for this is because I live in the desert, so getting back in the car after a long day at work is quite miserable. Now, in the past, I have taken my cars to a shop to get the tint installed. However, that does get quite expensive. So thanks to Rough Grounds, we're gonna try to install it ourselves. The first thing that we have to do is we have to get the window to go up just a little bit more like it will sit when the door is closed. Now, the way that we're gonna do that is by using this flathead screwdriver right here to go ahead and flick up this switch right here. So you want to make sure that this is all the way back to this piece right here. And the reason for that is if it's not, then your window is not at the highest level and you may cut your tint to be a little too short. So be aware of that. Now, before you start applying any tint, you do want to make sure that your window is clean. I did prep my surface right here already, and the way that I prepped it was with some rubbing alcohol and glass cleaner. Now, you do want to make sure that you try to get all dust or any kind of lint material off your window as much as possible because you don't want that under your tint. In this bottle, we prepped some soapy water solution because we want to apply it to the window and the tint to give us the ability to move the tint around to get it in the perfect place. So you want to make sure that you spray a lot of this and a lot on the tint too. Don't be worried about spraying too much because you're going to be squeegeeing it out anyway. But that's pretty wet, so I'm going to go ahead and start with the actual tint right here. I'm going to be peeling off the backside and then spraying the backside with some soapy water. Now, as you can see, as I put it on, it's not going to be placed perfect. That's why we use the soapy water solution. So once it's on there, we can get it to the best spot possible before we squeegee everything. The hardest part is going to be just right in this corner, getting it underneath here and getting it in just the right place. Now, even though this is pre-cut to the Bronco window, there is a chance that there may be some non-perfect edges that you would want to use a razor to kind of go ahead and clean up. So right now, I don't want to razor cut anything just yet, but I am going to squeegee just a little bit so that way I can kind of see where it is I need to adjust. The biggest thing that I'm doing right now is trying to find any areas where there's a lot of liquid underneath the actual tint, and I'm working that area out towards the closest edge just to kind of push it all out so we get that adhesion onto the actual window. So now what we're going to be working on is actually trimming the excess tint. Now the way I'm going to do this is I do have just a normal razor blade, but you do want to be very careful to make sure that you don't accidentally scratch your window or rip the tint. So the way that you're going to do this is you want to make sure that your razor blade is not all the way out like this, like some people like to use it. You want to make sure it's one click. So you can see right there, it is just barely sticking out, just enough to go ahead and give you that cut that you need. So as you cut, the way that I do it on this front window is I'm going to keep my blade pressed against the window to get that nice, clean trim. And I kind of just keep it going all the way down. So now that we've trimmed around the edges, we're now going to trim a little bit down here. This is actually why we lifted up the window, to make sure we don't cut the tint too short. So when we roll it up, you can see the tint line. So this window is done. It looks a little streaky at this point in time because obviously we have the soapy water. So we'll be able to clean it with some glass cleaner really fast, and then it'll look a little bit better. So now that the tint is on, we can go ahead and lower it down. You need to do this before you close your door to prevent the glass from hitting the top piece right here. So all you have to do is pull the handle, lowers the window, and now you're good to go ahead and close it. So I prepped the glass right here. Now I'm going to spray it down using the soapy water solution. And then I'm going to start to apply it the same way I did the front window. Now, unfortunately, it is a little bit hotter here. And because of that, the soapy water does tend to dry up fairly quickly. So I do have to move a little bit quicker. So that is all wet. I'm gonna go ahead and take my tint now. And I am going to peel off the backing, just like this. And again, as I peel it off, I'm gonna go ahead and spray it down with soapy water solution. Now, this might be easier with more than one person, but I'm able to get it done with just myself. One thing I will say is the back window is cut pretty darn close to the actual size of the window, which is nice. It means I won't have to do very much trimming. And I don't really have to move it very much either because it basically sits right where it needs to. So now I'm going to start squeegeeing and seeing if I do need to trim, where that needs to happen. That's pretty satisfying right there. As I'm finishing squeegeeing it out, I am noticing that there's some tint that is just not laying inside of that silicone that keeps this window into place. So I am gonna go ahead and trim that using my razor blade. You just wanna be very careful not to scratch your window or overcut to the point where you would be able to see the cut from the outside. And that is gonna help that to lay just a little bit flatter. The project is complete, and I have to say, overall, the looks of it, I'm pretty happy with it. There are a few things here and there that really only I will notice since I am the one that applied it. A few things to keep in mind is no matter how much you clean the windows, there's a chance you're gonna have lint or dust or hair. For us, it's dog hair. We are a dog family. So the fact that I really couldn't get 100% of it off is a little bit annoying, but it's something only I will notice. And with that being said, if you like this video or found it helpful, go ahead and hit that like button. And if you want to see what other products Rough Grounds has, go ahead and click this video right here where we install some vinyls on both of our vehicles. If you like this video or you like our channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button so you can see more Bronco content coming your way. And we'll catch you on the next one. Bye, guys.